It's finally that time of the year. Apple has unleashed the new iPhone 16 Pro Max to take on the Galaxy S24 Ultra, and let's just say the bar has been raised, plus some new surprise moves are made that will change this whole game of Apple versus Samsung. As always, let's begin with the pricing. Surprisingly, Apple didn't increase the price at all. This puts them clear of Samsung, as the iPhone 16 Pro series starts at $1,000, with the Pro Max costing $1,200, again $100 cheaper than the S24 Ultra, which starts at $1,300. The big difference this year is that for the first time ever, you can get Apple's best camera setup, including the 5x telephoto zoom, on the iPhone 16 Pro at just $1,000. You don't have to buy the 16 Pro Max, something Samsung does not offer because they only keep their best cameras exclusive to the Galaxy S24 Ultra. And this move could be a problem for Samsung. In another surprise move, Apple has also lowered the pricing of these phones in India, making the competition crazier than ever. But which one is the true flagship king? Well, let's start off with design. For the past couple of years, both Samsung and Apple have been keeping the same kind of design language for their premium flagship phones, to the point where these two phones are the most recognizable phones on the planet. You really can't go wrong with either one of these when it comes to the premiumness is concerned. But with that being said, there are some major fundamental in real life differences that you need to know. As someone who has used the S24 Ultra as well as last year's iPhone 15 Pro Max, Samsung's super squarish ultra boxy edge design is very premium. I love it, but it's definitely not as comfortable as a rounded phone like the iPhone 16 Pro Max, which is not only thinner than the S24 Ultra, but also lighter than the S24 Ultra. Now, the big visual change of the iPhone 16 series design is the new addition of the camera control button. With this button, you can basically control your zoom, change different modes, take photos and videos instantly, and you can use this camera control button with third-party apps like Snapchat and more. And let's not forget the action button, which is still present. You can map it to different functions. In comparison to this, Galaxy S24 Ultra has the S Pen, and you can map some functions to the side key. But yes, Apple now has a dedicated camera control button, which actually does look like very useful considering how well Apple has made this UI for this button. Now, taking a look at the display, Samsung still has the brightest 2600 nit screen compared to the same 2000 nit screen on the iPhone 16 Pro and the Pro Max. Of course, you now have record-breaking bezels. It looks great, but still there is a dynamic island, and compared to that, Samsung does offer a much cleaner hole punch design. Of course, the ugliness of dynamic island brings some cool software UI features which are done very cleverly. Plus, you get a pretty secured Face ID in that ugly land, so it's not really a lose-lose situation. And honestly, ever since the iPhone 14 Pro series, when they first introduced the dynamic island, this does make iPhone stand out in the sea of smartphones out there, which is again a big win for Apple. With that being said, I personally prefer Samsung's cleaner look on the front with the secure ultrasonic fingerprint scanner. Now, when it comes to the performance, Apple has introduced the A18 Pro chip inside the iPhone 16 Pro series that is now almost 20% powerful compared to last generation when it comes to GPU and CPU, with 2x faster ray tracing numbers, while the S24 Ultra packs the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 chip, which is still very powerful. Apple may have the lead when it comes to CPU numbers, but when it comes to GPU, both phones should be on par. The difference, however, is that Apple still has some edge when it comes to proper AAA game titles like Resident Evil 4, Assassin's Creed Mirage, etc. Even after a year, we haven't seen any proper AAA game title on Galaxy S24 Ultra. Now, another thing that we haven't seen on the S24 Ultra is a proper high megapixel ultra wide angle upgrade, and it's hard to believe, but Apple has done this before Samsung. Yes, the iPhone 16 Pro and the Pro Max gets the new 48 megapixel ultra wide angle lens, giving you more resolution and has about 2 times better low light performance compared to last generation's ultra wide angle lens, giving the iPhone 16 Pro series upper hand when it comes to ultra wide angle shots compared to the S24 Ultra. As for the main sensor, we're pretty much getting the same 48 megapixel camera sensor with some added ISP upgrades. This sensor still shoots in 24 megapixel by default, so you're gonna see more detail compared to Samsung's default 12 megapixel shots. While both phones have 5x telephoto zoom, Samsung still offers the extra 3x telephoto zoom for more flexibility. While Samsung makes you pay $1,300 to get their best camera setup, Apple does the complete opposite and now offers the full range of Promax camera on their standard Pro model starting at just $1,000. So if you don't care about the extra screen size or the bigger battery and you just want Apple's best camera and save like $300 compared to what the S24 Ultra is doing, I think Apple has done a pretty good job when it comes to this deal. Now we all know that the iPhone 16 Pro series, just like the iPhone 15 Pro series, will have the best video performance on any phone, and now it's getting even better as we get 4K 120fps video with HDR, ProRes, or log recording options. This is an extremely powerful Pro video edition that can be a game changer for Pro users. Now you can shoot 4K 120fps with both wide and ultra wide angle lens on the S24 Ultra, but that's not a Dolby Vision HDR or a log video like you can do on the iPhone, so Apple is definitely going all out when it comes to bringing Pro level 4K 120fps video recording. Now S24 Ultra still has the 8K 30fps high-res video recording option, which you don't get on the iPhone 16 Pro series. It can make a difference when used in good lighting scenario, but seems like Apple will be continuing their lead when it comes to camera video recording with the iPhone 16 Pro series. Again, we'll be doing a camera test very soon, so stay tuned. Now moving on to software, this is no longer Android versus iOS. This is Apple Intelligence versus Samsung Galaxy AI. Both of these two phones provide some incredible AI features that can actually be very useful in daily day-to-day life, and they're all very similar. Like both can offer you to write better emails and messages by using some writing tools. You can remove unwanted objects from your images, while Apple has a brand new smarter version of Siri that can understand your question better than ever. Samsung does not have Bixby, but what they do have is Google Gemini, which is just as powerful, if not more, than the Apple Intelligence powered Siri. Like I said, both of these two AI softwares offer very similar functionality. The thing is, if you're based in Europe, you're not going to get Apple Intelligence features, which is something that's not an issue with Samsung. They offer Galaxy AI features pretty much globally. Although if you change the region, you should be able to use AI features on iPhones made in Europe. Again, that's something you will have to see in the Apple Store. But right now, Samsung offers that true global Galaxy AI features pretty much everywhere in the world, while Apple is still working on bringing the features as we see more software updates coming soon throughout this year and moving into 2025. All in all, when it comes to AI experiences, you're going to get pretty good smart software systems on both phones. Now lastly, when it comes to battery size, Apple is now shipping the biggest battery size that they've ever shipped with their Pro Max, coming at 4,600 mAh cell, while Samsung has a 5,000 mAh cell on the S24 Ultra. Fantastic battery life on the S24 Ultra, definitely one of the best battery lives out there on any phone. But with Apple now bringing bigger battery size combined with the new second gen 3nm Apple 18 Pro efficiency gains, we might actually see the iPhone 16 Pro Max coming on top. Nothing to take away from the S24 Ultra. We're still going to get great battery life on both phones. It's just going to be very interesting to see how much the difference will be at the end of the day. So with everything considered, in 2024, it seems like Apple is providing more value with less price. If you look at the 16 Pro, pretty much giving you their best camera setup at just $1,000. This is an advantage that Apple is going to have over Samsung no matter which market you're based in. While Samsung is keeping their best camera setup exclusive to the S24 Ultra, something we don't get sadly on the S24 Plus. With this new camera strategy, as well as having a better ultra-wide-angle lens and the same pricing as last year's model, is this game over for Samsung? Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Of course, we'll be doing our extensive testing with the S24 Ultra when the iPhone 16 Pro series is out, so make sure you subscribe. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below, so please comment, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.